Hello, today we will be discussing about RBI Circulars Part 2, which is actually the MCQs based on RBI Circulars. You very well know that RBI Circulars plays a very important role while going through the exam, specifically SBI CBO and Scale 2 3 generalist exams, which are conducted through lateral entry exams for different banks. And it has been a long time since we met, but I wish to assure you all that from now onwards, lectures will be updated in time because there were some health issues which could not be resolved very early. Uh, with all your blessings, I'm feeling fine, and we will be continuing towards our discussions. So let's move towards our discussion. This is the RBI circular. This is the part two. Part one already has been if you say that it is a part 2 means it is the MCQs. The part 1 consists the theoretical conceptual part which already been volume 1 and volume 2 means this is the volume 1 for the MCQs, volume 2 of this MCQs is there. This is the general things about myself and what I teach, what that my qualifications, etc. about the exams on 24/7. We will not be uh, wasting our time on this, and we will here is some important note you must see, and you must study that uh, you must see about you will see that how to use this. Okay, how you will be using this series of RBI circulars, specifically focus on master circulars. You know that the what is most important is the master circulars. Master circulars are asked the exams, that is MCQs are based on master circulars. uh, Two parts for each month, uh, okay, for each month. And sometimes when the circulars in a month are very less, then this has been merged in another months also. Okay, the series will be released in multiple volumes under part 2 means part 2 आएगा, उसमें multiple volumes आपके MCQs के रहेंगे. Okay, so we will be moving towards the question. If you didn't study uh, the conceptual part of the RBI circulars, you would not be able to face any of the MCQs, and the session would also not be useful to you. It is advised that you first go through the conceptual part of the circulars. Later on, you come to this and solve the MCQs. The PDF of MCQs will also be shared in the group, which is if you are not there, the link is already in the description. The direct telegram link is given and you can join through this. The question number 1 is the commission is paid by RBI on which of the following transactions? You must know that the commission is paid on the government transactions. Government transactions means if it may be related to the central government or it may be related to state government also. Revenue receipts on behalf of central and state government, this is also a part of commission. And pension payment already is a pension payment. There was a question in Central Bank of India, you know that scale 3 and 4 exams were there. There was a question and the same has also been asked in BOM scale 2 3 exams. The recovery of pension is 1/3. If you due to some mistake you committed, the you committed means it was not at the end of the bank. If it is at the end of bank, whole amount will be recovered from the bank, and bank will have to recover the excess pension paid to the pensioner from its own tools. Okay, then pension payments and revenue receipts are there. You must see that 1/3 of the pension is deducted, not the whole amount you can deduct. Other important facts you will have to study through the PDF, that whatever agency banks collect stamp duty through physical mode or e-mode, they are eligible for payment of agency commission, provided agency banks do not charge from members of the public or receive remuneration from गवर्नमेंट फॉर डूइंग दिस मीन्स अगर कोई भी What is the agency bank? First, you must know. Agency bank means koi bhi bank, any bank, whether it is a private bank, it is a public sector bank, who undertakes the government business, who is authorized to go through government business, is called the agency bank. Government business means government transactions. ठीक है, पेंशन इज आल्सो अ गवर्नमेंट ट्रांजेक्शन, पेंशन पेमेंट इज आल्सो अ गवर्नमेंट ट्रांजेक्शन. तो जो भी बैंक ये करते हैं, दैट आर दीज आर कॉल्ड एज एजेंसी बैंक. एजेंसी बैंक का यू डू नॉट गेट कंफ्यूज दैट एजेंसी बैंक मस्ट बी पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक. इट इज नॉट mandatory. Even the private sector banks are very well entitled to do the functions of agency banks. Okay. लेकिन अगर कोई भी एजेंसी बैंक कोई भी कमीशन लेता है किसी ट्रांजेक्शन से, मींस इफ कमीशन इज ऑलरेडी इंक्लूडेड ऑन द ट्रांजेक्शन, लाइक आप आईबीपीएस की फीस जमा करते हैं, उसमें बैंक चार्जेस इंक्लूड रहते हैं. अगर आप चालान के थ्रू जमा करें तो उसमें बैंक चार्जेस लिखा रहता है. तो फॉर सच ट्रांजेक्शंस, वैसे भी आईबीपीएस इज एन ऑटोनोमस बॉडी, गवर्नमेंट नहीं, मींस समटाइम्स मान लो आप एसएससी की फीस जमा करते हैं, एसएससी के फॉर्म्स आपने भरे, ठीक है, then there are specific bank charges included for the transaction. Okay, then then RBI would not be paying that commission on these transactions. On such transactions, the bank won't be entitled. Okay, इसका मतलब ये है कि ऐसे कोई भी ट्रांजेक्शन, फर्दर डिटेल्स इज गिवन, यू गो थ्रू द पीडीएफ विच इज शेयर्ड इन द ग्रुप. ओके, गवर्नमेंट ट्रांजेक्शंस नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर एजेंसी कमीशन. दिस इज आल्सो, कौन से ऐसे गवर्नमेंट ट्रांजेक्शन हैं जो कि एजेंसी कमीशन के लिए एलिजिबल नहीं है? यू विल हैव टू गो थ्रू दिस. ओके, unauthorized direct commission collection branch should indicate same separately in scroll. Such transaction should not be eligible for agency commission. तो ये आपको याद रखना है. यू विल हैव टू लर्न. फर्दर ये इम्पोर्टेंट ये नहीं है. एजेंसी बैंक, व्हाट आर एजेंसी बैंक कौन से हैं, व्हाट आर द एजेंसी बैंक्स, what are the pension payment rules, these are things. So how you will recover the excess pension paid, these are the most important things which can be asked in the exam. Further, क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, which of the following bank cannot become an agency bank? अभी हमने बताया आपको कि any bank can become an agency bank, therefore this can also act as an agency bank, this can also, and this can also. Therefore, none of these. Means none of these का मतलब यहाँ पर ये नहीं है. नन ऑफ दिस का मतलब ये नहीं कि इसमें से कोई एक्ट नहीं कर सकता. इसका ऑप्शन थोड़ा सा इस तरह से होना चाहिए था कि एनी ऑफ दीज. ओके, एनी ऑफ दीज होना चाहिए था, ऑप्शन होना चाहिए था डी, नन ऑफ दीज की जगह. ओके, द एक्सप्लेनेशन इज दिस. अगर आप देख रहे हैं तो ये क्वेश्चन करेक्ट कर लें. एनी ऑफ दीज इज बेटर, बिकॉज अगर सिंगल चॉइस क्वेश्चन है तो सिंगल ऑप्शन है, तो ये आप किसी में ऑप्शन ए बी या सी में से एक नहीं कर सकते, और आप तीनों ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट नहीं कर सकते. तो इस वजह से यहाँ पे नन ऑफ दीज आप सेलेक्ट करते हो, बट इट शुड बी एनी, एनी वन ऑफ द अबव, एनी वन ऑफ दीज. ओके, ये आंसर हो जाएगा. Question number 3, consider a government transaction where the amount of commission payment involved to an agency bank is 1000 rupees. What can be minimum amount of the commission which bank may earn? Okay, बैंक मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ कमीशन क्या है? मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ कमीशन दैट इज 250 रुपीज अर्न करेगा उस पे. ओके, द कमीशन पेड ऑन स्पेसिफाइड ट्रांजेक्शंस. अच्छा, पेंशन पेमेंट रूल्स का मैं सर्कुलर आपको शेयर कर दूंगा, उस पे कंपाइलेशन पेंशन पेमेंट रूल्स कितने परसेंट है, क्या कमीशन. The commission on specified transaction by RBI is by RBI. The agency bank must claim their commission amount by, means अगर कोई भी कमीशन के लिए एलिजिबल है बैंक्स, तो वो बैंक्स आरबीआई से अपना कमीशन कितने दिन के अंदर उसे क्लेम करना है. ठीक है, द बैंक मस्ट क्लेम देयर कमीशन विद इन हाउ मेनी डेज. ओके, दिस इज द 60 days, मीन्स विद इन द 60 days बाय एंड ऑफ द क्वार्टर। सपोज अगर बैंक ने कोई भी ट्रांजेक्शन आपने जुलाई में किया है, जुलाई का क्वार्टर जो होता है वो सितंबर में एंड होता है। सितंबर से अगर आप 60 डेट देखें, 30 डेज का, मान लो अक्टूबर एंड नवंबर, तो बाई नवंबर ये अगर जुलाई में कोई ट्रांजेक्शन हुआ है तो बैंक को नवंबर तक क्लेम करना है। मींस इफ द ट्रांजेक्शन इज any commission based transaction which is done by agency bank, if it is completed in July, it'll have to complete it within the 60, it has to commission should be asked for the reimbursement from RBI। आरबीआई कहाँ पर, सीएस नागपुर से ये क्लेम करते हैं, ठीक है, सीएस नागपुर से। दे विल हैव टू क्लेम विद इन 60 days बाय एंड ऑफ द क्वार्टर। मींस इसका क्वार्टर सितंबर में एंड हुआ है, देन विद इन नवंबर यू कैन क्लेम। ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, द बैंक में एड स्टाम्प ड्यूटी रजिस्ट्रेशन चार्जेस, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन। ओके, and documentation charges to meet the cost of dwelling unit for the purpose of calculating LTV ratio. Sometimes LTV ratio is high, and LTV ratio, if it is high, it is not good for the bank, because the bank is sometimes it is not very, margin is not adequate, margin is not available. Therefore, sometimes for the low income groups, RBI has revised such criteria. Means if it is a 10 lakh, up to 10 lakh, any unit, if dwelling unit overall cost is 1 lakh, 10 below 10 lakhs or up to 10 lakhs you can say, then cost of registration charges means, अगर suppose for example अगर किसी dwelling unit का cost है 8 lakhs and bank has given 4 lakhs loan, okay, then LTV ratio is 50%. Okay, suppose max dwelling unit cost is 8 lakhs and bank has given loans of 8 lakhs, then LTV ratio will be 100%. Okay, then it will be very dangerous for the bank, because if there is deterioration in property or there is some outstanding is increasing in such a loan amount, the bank would not be able to recover all the dues by selling the property. Okay, means margin is not available. Further, for small value means up to 10 lakhs, suppose the registration charges was 2 lakhs, registration charges and other documentation charges was 2 lakhs, then 8 plus 2 is equal to 10। ठीक है, how to calculate loan to value ratio? ठीक है, what amount of loan is given? It is 8 lakh. What is the value? 10 into 100, it is 80%, means LTV 80%. It is now margin is available. Okay, the loan is up to 10 lakh irrespective of the location. Then bank may add stamp duty, registration charges, or other expenditure which is included in while mortgaging or taking over the interest of the property with the bank, that would be included in calculating LTV ratio. Why it is important? Because it creates a margin of safety while the sanctioning of the loans. Bank may be in a comfortable position. Bank where a risk bank will be in a low risk condition. Okay, bank do not want to take very high risk by giving high value of LTV ratios. What is the maximum LTV ratio for up to 30 lakhs? Okay, maximum LTV ratio is up to 30 lakhs, it is 90%. Note that it is not applicable for the bank staff. Bank staff has a very different category. Even for more than 30 lakhs, give the 90, they give the 90% of the cost. Okay, तो बैंक के अपने स्टाफ के लिए ऐसा नहीं है, बट इंडिविजुअल पब्लिक के लिए 30 lakhs में मीन्स 27 lakhs the bank can finance and 3 lakhs you have to give. इंटरव्यू के लिए आप ये रेडी कर लो. समटाइम्स दे आस्क इन द इंटरव्यू what is the maximum amount you will sanction for the loan up to 30 lakhs. ठीक है, You will have to give the answer, that is maximum 27 lakhs bank finance will be there, and 3 lakhs will be the margin that should be available by the borrower. Further, if there is registration and other charges of 6 lakhs, that will be excluded and would not be counted while calculating the value of the asset and while calculating the LTV ratio of that property, that loan account. What is the maximum risk weight under retail housing loan? Note that you should not get confused with risk weight varies. It may be 35% to 50%. Okay, it depends on LTV ratio. Okay, the maximum risk weight is 50% if the loan is above 75 lakh. What is the risk? Risk weight is a different thing, and LTV ratio is the different thing. If LTV ratio is high, you can say that risk is high because margin is not available. Having enough margin puts the bank in a comfortable position. Okay, and there is also good chances if the suppose bank is going to sell an asset and the market is very down. If margin is not enough, bank would not be in a position to sell. अगर 10 लाख का हाउसिंग बैंक ने दिया है और मार्केट में उसकी कॉस्ट 4 लाख चल रही है और बैंक का मार्जिन ने मान लो मार्केट में उसकी लाख 8 लाख चल रही है और बैंक का अभी आउटस्टैंडिंग 9 लाख है, तो बैंक फिर वो कवर नहीं कर सकता. ठीक है, बाय सेलिंग दैट. व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम रिस्क वेट फॉर कमर्शियल रियल एस्टेट? कमर्शियल रियल एस्टेट हाउसिंग के लिए 75% का रिस्क वेट मैक्सिमम होता है. बैंक्स एक्सपोजर टू ए सिंगल एनबीएफसी नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंस will be restricted to 20% of their eligible capital base. Okay, the term eligible capital base is here. जहां कहीं भी आपको इसमें कैपिटल बेस की बात आए तो सिंपल सी बात है, दैट इज टीयर 1. टीयर 2 इज गॉन कंसर्न. मीन्स टीयर 2 का कैपिटल आप तब यूज करते हो जब बैंक वाइंडिंग अप प्रोसेस में चला जाता है, बैंक इज नो लॉन्गर इन रन. When capital base is there, then it is tier 1. Eligible total capital, that may be tier 1 and tier 2, but the capital base, if it is, then it is tier 1. The exposure of a bank to a single NBFC which is predominantly engaged in lending against collateral of gold jewelry. Okay, ये कौन सी एनबीएफसी हो सकती है? मणप्पुरम गोल्ड लोन, वो ऐसी एनबीएफसी आपने सुना होगा. ठीक है, मीन्स स्पेसिफिकली जिनके 50% से ज्यादा लोन अगर गोल्ड लोन के हैं तो उनको आप ये मान सकते हो कि वो मेनली गोल्ड लोन के सेगमेंट में काम कर रही है. ये क्राइटेरिया है. दिस इज द क्राइटेरियन वेदर टू डिसाइड हाउ यू वुड बी डिसाइडिंग दैट दिस एनबीएफसी, or not only for NBFC, for any financial institution, if it is more comprising more than the 50% of the asset, then this will be there. But in case of priority sector, you will see that more than 75% of this, sometimes of this, that is the sector based. That is different thing, and here 50% is the different thing. We will be discussing some more on this criteria on whether we will be studying priority sector. ठीक है. Okay, the exposure of a bank to a single NBFC, ठीक है, तो should not exceed how much percent of banks capital funds. कैपिटल फंड्स मतलब कैपिटल कहाँ पे आता है? टीयर 1 कैपिटल एंड टीयर 2 कैपिटल दोनों के 7.5% से ज्यादा नहीं. सपोज टीयर 1 कैपिटल इज 70 एंड टीयर 2 इज 30, टोटल इज 100, then 7.5% is 75. Suppose it is crores, it is crores, it is crores. Then 7.5 crores is this. Means should not exceed 7.5 crore. Means maximum वो 7.5 crore ही लोन दे सकता है ऐसी एनबीएफसी को जो प्रीडोमिनेंटली गोल्ड लोन में काम कर रही है. नेक्स्ट 1 minute, let me see. Okay, next. The lead bank scheme was introduced by Reserve Bank of India in December 1969. This is important. You have to study. ये ईयर इंपॉर्टेंट है, दैट्स वाई हमने ईयर को पहले ही रख दिया ताकि आप याद करो. इट वाज बेस्ड ऑन, इट हैज बीन आस्क्ड इन lateral entry exam for a number of times. ठीक है, that is Gadgil study group, not the committee. Do not use that committee word. Okay, Gadgil, Professor Gadgil was there. Gadgil study group was mean the overall backbone by deciding that is all things is dependent on the Gadgil study group, recommendations of Gadgil study group. It was introduced in December 1969. Next question, the performance of the credit plans is reviewed in various fora created under the lead bank scheme is done at, means lead bank scheme जो प्लान है उसके अंदर जो आपके बैंक्स क्रेडिट प्लान तैयार करते हैं. अभी अगर कुछ समटाइम्स मोस्ट ऑफ द पर्सन व्हेन डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर ऑफ अ बैंक ऑफ टेक्स द रिव्यू मीटिंग्स, अगर जो बैंक में काम करते हैं उन्हें पता होगा कि डीएम के यहाँ मीटिंग होती है, तो जब बुलाया जाता है तो वो ब्लॉक लेवल, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल और स्टेट लेवल, ओके, हर एक लेवल पे हर एक पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर को एनालाइज करने के लिए उसकी रीच, उसका कितना उन्होंने क्रेडिट थ्रस्ट है, दिस शुड बी डिस्कस्ड एट ऑल लेवल्स, मींस ब्लॉक, डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड स्टेट लेवल. तो block level committee, district level technical committee, these all you will study this. Further, guidelines on banking outlets have been issued to facilitate financial inclusion as also to provide flexibility to banks on the choice of delivery channel. Okay. Accordingly, SLBC Convener Bank have been advised to identify all unbanked rural centers in the state. SLBC convener have been advised in order to comply with the criteria of opening at least 25% of the total banking outlets. Means बैंकिंग आउटलेट खोलने के लिए जो क्राइटेरिया बनाया गया, उसको एक फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी दी गई, उसके लिए कहा है कि 25%, अगर आप 100 ब्रांचेस खोलते हैं तो 25 ब्रांचेस अनबैंक्ड रूरल सेंटर यूआरसी में होना चाहिए. अनबैंक्ड रूरल सेंटर में, अनबैंक्ड रूरल सेंटर मीन्स टीयर 5 एंड टीयर 6 सेंटर्स. ओके, मीन्स स्पेसिफिकली पॉपुलेशन जहां पे 5000 से कम है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज नेशनल स्ट्रेटेजी फॉर फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन NSFI, यूनिवर्सल एक्सेस टू फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज. ओके, ये नेशनल स्ट्रेटेजी फॉर फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन, उसका क्या एम है, व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव, व्हाट इज द फाइनल ऑब्जेक्टिव, मीन्स providing banking access to every village within 5 kilometer radius, ठीक है, hamlet of 500 households in hilly areas. Further, means 5 किलोमीटर के रेडियस में एक बैंकिंग आउटलेट जरूर होगा. अगर हिली एरिया है तो उसमें 5 किलोमीटर छोड़ के जहां पर 500 हाउस होल्ड्स होंगे वहां पर एक बैंकिंग आउटलेट होगा. ओके. Next question, what is the minimum CD ratio of banks in rural and semi-urban areas? It is 60%. CD ratio is high means credit is good. Good credit supply is there in economy. DBT कौन लाया था? DBT was rolled out by government of India in 2013. अभी मोदी जी जो कह रहे हैं कि डायरेक्ट पैसा जा रहा है सबके खाते में, that was during the Congress. Who was the behind? इट वाज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ, एक्चुअली UIDAI आधार आने के साथ का उसका मतलब यही था कि जो भी उनको बेनिफिट होगा वो डायरेक्ट उनके अकाउंट में जाएगा. बट उसके लिए एक कुछ तो यूनिक अकाउंट नंबर होना चाहिए कि अगर किसी बंदे का कई जगह पे अकाउंट है तो उसको बेनिफिट एक ही बार मिले. मल्टीपल बेनिफिट, दैट वाज आधार वाज प्लेइंग अ गुड रोल. सर्विस एरिया अप्रोच in April 1989. नोट दैट सर्विस एरिया अप्रोच अभी नहीं है. किसी भी बंदे को जहां भी उसको बैंकिंग सर्विस चाहिए वो वहां पर ले सकता है. In some cases you will see if you are posted nearby last in Maharashtra last border in Telangana rural areas, you will find that some banks are still following their service area across that this village is mine, I will be giving in this all services related to credit, deposit, etc., account opening. But it has been dispensed, and anyone can take at any banking services near to him or where he is comfortable to take it. Further, in which year it was decided to dispense? Okay, means service area approach कब किस ईयर में खत्म कर दिए गए? That is 2004 in December. There are several ways and various tools under which valuation or net worth of a banking company may be assessed. In this concept, fair value means the earning value and breakup value consists fair value. The term earning value means value of an equity share computed by taking average profit of after tax as reduced by preference dividend and adjusted for this. Note that this question is not very important for this, but if you are going for risk officer, then this is very important. Okay, means earning value का क्या मतलब है? If it is adjusted for a share computed by taking average of profits after tax, the answer is 10%. For trading, it is 8%, and for making 12% for others. Okay. PDF will be shared. You join that group and study this PDF. Question 20. What for the assets as acquired by ARC will be treated as NPA in respect of which? अगर asset reconstruction कंपनी किसी बैंक से या फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन से asset purchase करती है तो वो NPA that will be treated as NPA. Okay. If interest or principal is overdue for a period of 180 days, इसमें 90 days का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. ठीक है. Interest for a period of 180 days or more than date fixed for receipt for plan as per formulated assets. ठीक है. या तो डेट ऑफ एक्विजिशन से 180 डेज तक अगर कुछ भी इनकम नहीं आया इंटरेस्ट और प्रिंसिपल का वो जो पूल ऑफ असेट्स है तो दैट विल बी ट्रीटेड एज एनपीए. या असेट रिकवरी का जो प्लान है उनका मान लो 2 महीने के बाद से उनका ड्यू डेट है स्टार्ट होना और देन इट विल बी काउंटेड फ्रॉम आफ्टर द 2 months. मीन्स ओके, then it may be A or B. And C, interest or principal is overdue on an expiry date of planning period. Okay, when there is no plan formulated the realization of asset or only it is other receivable for period of 180 days or more in the books of ARC. ARC ने जिस दिन से अप्लाई किया या जिस दिन से उसका फॉर्मुलेट हुआ है प्लान या जिस दिन से उसको इनकम आने वाली थी अगर वहां से 180 डेज मीन्स 6 months आप बोल सकते हो क्योंकि बैंकिंग में 30 डेज का ए मंथ माना जाता है तो उसको दैट विल बी ट्रीटेड एज एनपीए. द फॉर कंपनीज अंडर कंपनीज एक 2013 ऑन फंड्स. व्हाट इज ऑन फंड? On funds is pretty yes. What is the fund of companies on fund? Equity capital is S. Free reserves is of company S. Debit balance is P&L account. It is loss not fund. Okay, only credit balances are included for this purpose. Means अगर डेबिट why they does not include the debit balance? डेबिट बैलेंस अगर लॉस में इंक्लूड करेंगे तो उनके पेड अप कैपिटल को माइनस तो एक्चुअल में अगर पेड अप कैपिटल 100 है और उन्होंने 100 बनाए रखा है डेबिट बैलेंस में -5 है तो इसको ऐड करेंगे तो ये तो फिर घट के 95 हो जाए. दैट्स व्हाई दे डज नॉट इंक्लूड इन दिस. व्हाई? ऑन फंड मीन्स only for the on fund. For purpose of accounting, you can do this. Note that loss is an asset and not a liability because there is no claim. Who will claim the loss? Net on the funds for ARC shall be minimum on how much crore from if it be effect from October 2022. This question still has not been asked, but it is very much there are fair chances that this will be asked. What is the meaning of this in Hindi? कि नेट ऑन फंड एआरसीज का कितना होना चाहिए एज ऑन 11th ऑफ अक्टूबर? ओके, 300 करोड़ होना चाहिए अगर 11 अक्टूबर के बाद जो एआरसी बन रही है। अगर वो एआरसी 11th ऑफ अक्टूबर 2022 की थी तो दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल दैट दे विल बी मेंटेनिंग 300 करोड़। तो देयर इज अ फेज्ड क्राइटेरिया, मींस they will have to apply get this in a phased manner till March 2026. 2026. Okay, what is which of the following entities come under the framework of green deposit as prescribed by RBI? Okay, no. RBI, RRBs, cooperative banks, and local area banks. Any one of these cannot accept the deposits, green deposits. Okay, cannot float the funds against the green deposits. But SCBs are eligible. Green activities are projects, means the activities are projects meeting the requirements under renewable energy. Yes. Pollution control. Yes. Terrestrial aquatic biodiversity conservation. Yes. Means all of these. Note that following are excluded. ये जो project हैं ये excluded हैं. Next question. What do you mean by greenwashing? Greenwashing, this is important. This is important and it can be asked. Yes. No. Okay. Greenwashing means the sometimes you collect the deposit for the purpose of green energy, green projects. ठीक है, green projects means projects for which like water conservation, soil conservation, like this for the specifically for sustainable development projects. Okay, but you use or siphon it for different purpose, that is called the greenwashing. Okay, greenwashing means the effect of practice of marketing project services as green. No, not the practice of marketing the products. This is the collecting the funds for as green projects, but it is using for not for green projects, or they may siphon for different things. Question 26. The formulated entities can okay. Regulated entities means banks and financial institutions can accept the green deposits only in INR. Okay. जो ग्रीन डिपॉजिट का क्राइटेरिया है, आप उसमें केवल आईएनआर में डिपॉजिट एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हो प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए. व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम लोन रीपेमेंट पीरियड परमिटेड टू यूसीबीज अंडर हाउसिंग लोन? मींस अर्बन कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स जो है मैक्सिमम पर कितने दिन टाइम के लिए दे सकते हैं हाउसिंग लोन? दिस इज 20 years. Okay, 10, 15, 20, that is 10. What is the maximum amount of a housing loan which can tier 1 urban cooperative banks may grant? That is 60 lakhs. In tier 2 to 3 can up to 140 lakhs. Okay. Tier 1 60 and tier 2 to 4 140 lakhs per individual borrower subject to prudential exposure limits. The provisioning requirement for direct advances to agriculture and MSME, it is 0.25% for standard assets. Note that. This is not for NPA asset. Not for NPA. Which of the following loans cannot be classified as NPA when adequate margins are available? This is important. Yes, no. Personal loan, no. receivables, no. NSCS. Even other life insurance policies are also there if adequate margin is available, because you can surrender it and get it. These are the only important questions for this MCQ PDF will be shared. For that, if you like this, you can subscribe this channel if it is useful to you and share to your friends. We will be finishing this session, and we will be later on we will be discussing government schemes. Okay, we will be discussing government schemes, and uh, later thereafter we will be completing our general bank topics. Thank you all for watching this, and have a nice results onwards. Thank you.